Now, on this video, I'm going to share with you 6 toxic habits that keeps you broke. And the funny thing is that you already know them. You know what I came to realize in life is that people know their problems. By the way, I'm not going to share like very miraculous, newly invented things, and you already know them. But you're not willing to change. You know, the funny thing about people is that in life, they know what they're supposed to do for them to kick off the poverty that they are in. But they're not ready to pay that price because it's so boring, I can assure you. I remember there was a time I was making videos. When I started my YouTube channel, I uploaded videos for more than 1 year, 4 months. I was not receiving anything, even a dime. But I showed up each and every day doing that consistently. And by the way, would you believe if I tell you we had a group when we started this YouTube channel? We were more than 20. But I cannot tell where the others are, apart from Triple M, a wonderful lady who follows me all the time. Shout out to that beautiful lady. Now, point is, these habits that I'm about to share with you, they are the habits that I share almost each and every time. But let this be the last video that I make, and you'll actually hit to this call and change your financial life completely. Because let me tell you one secret. The difference between me and your pastor is that your pastor will sell you hope and say, hey, you receive and what have you. For me, I'll tell you the truth, the way it is. Habit number 1, simple, is living above your means. That does not need any introduction, does not need any special attention, is living above your means. If you're living above your means, just know you're shooting your foot and you'll never reach your destination. Let me put it on the board, by the way, as I do this. Make sure that if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you don't like this video, still go ahead and hit the like button. Make sure that you subscribe, turn that notification bell, and leave me a comment on the comment section. And by the way, if you're looking for somebody to take you through at a personal level, you know there's some things that I cannot answer on the comment section. If you want me and you to have a private session, either online or physically, one-on-one, you can reach me. My number is on the description of this particular video. Let's talk behind the scene. Now, the point is, number 1 is living above your means. Or in other words, this is what we say. You know, how can I say? You're living in a life whereby you are making 50K in a month, but you're living at 60K expenses. You're making 50K, but your expenses are 60K in a month. Now, guess what happens? Now, what do you do with the 10K that is missing? You end up borrowing. That's why you have those apps with you in your phone that you borrow and those loans that never go. I know you're about to tell me, but Joseph, you see now life has actually increased. You know what? Expenses are going high and what have you. I always challenge myself in this perspective. Would you believe if I tell you there is a gentleman somewhere, okay, with a wife? Are we together? How do you draw a wife now? With a wife and 2 kids somewhere. 2 kids somewhere. This is a family. And this gentleman earns 30K in a month. Believe you not, they eat all of them. They pay the expenses, the bills that you pay. They do everything. They eat, they drink, they take their kids to school, and what have you. Then there is another set of gentlemen and the wife and the kids. This is another family. And this guy earns double of this, or even 100K. Let's say this guy earns 60K. This guy complains, and this guy complains. This guy wishes if you can put me into the shoes of this guy, my life will be better. And this guy compares himself with another guy who earns 120K. Complaints will never end. There was a time, all of you guys, my first salary, when there was a certain job I was given somewhere where I was earning as little as 5K in a month. I was so happy. Now, what happens? The moment you get cash, you increase your expenses, you increase your expenses, you increase your expenses. There's some of the things like, you know, the problem that people do is to compare where you want to be and where you are. So you want to achieve where you want to be with the money let me repeat. The problem with people is that they usually compare themselves with where they want to be and achieve that with the money of where they are. Let's say you want to live a lifestyle whereby you earn like a 200K, where you can live as beautiful life as you can. But right now you're earning 60. Now you want to pull the 200K lifestyle to the 60,000 lifestyle. There's nothing wrong with living good, but do so with a plan. Living above your means. I know deep inside of you, so you'd like to take your kids to the best schools. I know you don't want to live in shanty places. I know you want to live somewhere whereby you're not jumping the sewers and what have you. I know you want to live in, I know all those things. True. But let me ask a very simple question. Truly speaking, will that salary be able to take you to that place that you'd like to be? The answer is no. Shake off that. You find somebody living in a house where he or she is paying over 30,000 or 40,000 K, and the guy is paying house rent worth 35,000, and the guy is earning 100K. And you ask them, hey, but I can see there is across the road, there is another one for 20K. Be like, no, I just want to be here. No, you don't understand, Joseph. It's so good. It's okay. Just live there. Then don't be astonished if you never achieve that financial freedom. That's the reality. I think that is the most truthful thing that I can ever share with you. That's the reality. Living above your means. It's a toxic habit that will get you into problems. Buying yourself. Another one, the second one. The second one is what we call unnecessary and emotional purchases. Unnecessary and emotional purchases. Emotional purchases. You saw your friend bought a car. Boom, you go buy your car. By the way, there's a video coming up. Just stick around, okay? Now, you find maybe you bought a car. Let's say this car is worth 1.5 million. Let's say it's your first car. This is like a 15,000 US dollars, yeah? Now, this car, what happens is that you didn't have that 1.5 million. Let's say you even have 800K. That's what you saved. Then you're remaining with 700K. Or even let's say you have yourself 500K. You're remaining with 1 million to pay. And then your salary is 100K. Quite decent anyway. If you're in Kenya, this is quite of a decent salary. That's like $1,000. Now, what happens if you deduct that monthly payment that you're supposed to do, probably 30,000 K, then you do your house rent, which is 30K, then you do your groceries, which is 30K, you're remaining with 10K. This 10K can't even buy you clothes, can't do you nothing. You're on a crisis. And by the way, I have assumed this guy is not doing any fueling. Boom. You're in a crisis. The next minute, the car has been reprocessed. And guess what? Whatever you've been... Oh my goodness. The 800K is gone. Whatever you've been paying is gone, and you do not have a car. This is called the emotional purchases. It's purchasing something based on what you see people doing. You think like you also need to have that. Then you get yourself into a problem. This is the issue. Are we together? Now we go to the next one. Another thing that is actually called an emotional, or what we call the toxic habit, that can actually get you into problem financially. It is ignoring budgeting and planning. When I come here, I tell you, hey, please learn to plan and budget. Please have a principle whereby tell yourself, I shall never buy anything beyond 1,000 Kenyan shilling without having a prior plan about it. There you are seated somewhere, all of a sudden you make just an impulse buy of something worth 3,000. It is gone. You didn't even plan about it. Okay? Now that's how you get yourself into problems. I hope you can see me. I don't know what has happened with my lights, but it is what it is. Show must continue. Now you get yourself into that problem. That is what we call making emotional-based decisions. Another thing that you find most of the people usually do not want to do it, and which is actually turns to be a toxic habit, is entertaining yourself while you're broke. I always tell people, see, if you're broke, don't entertain yourself, but educate yourself. Educate yourself rather than entertaining yourself. When you educate yourself, it means that now you are, how can I say this? You see, you find some people, you are broke, but then you're entertaining yourself. You're actually appreciating the state that you are in. Hang around with people who are challenging you, who are telling you, hey, guess what? If you continue like this, you're going to get yourself into problems. Change this, adjust here, adjust on the other thing. That is exactly how you grow yourself to the next level. But if you live in that cocoon of people who are telling you what you want to hear, you're going to get yourself into problems. Don't forget this, hanging around with people of broke mindset. I did not say that don't hang around with poor people. I said hanging around with people of broke mindset. You know, you hang around with the people who are kind of suffering as you financially, then they're selling you the idea of this is the norm. It's the normality. I mean, it's not you, it's everyone is suffering. There is no money. Have you ever heard of people hanging around and telling each other that there is no money? And then they're like, yeah, it's true, there is no money, I don't have the money. But if you change the environment, go to somewhere else, you find people are purchasing, heavy purchases, people are buying. Then you wonder all of a sudden, where has the money come from? Because you confine yourself with that cocoon. You hang around with people of the same mindset. You hang around with people who are facing the similar problems. Sometimes I tell people, hang around with people who have different problems than you, bigger problems. And this is how I usually view it. Somebody who has a problem with 2,000 usually borrows money from the someone who has a problem with 20,000. Someone who has a problem with 20,000 hangs around with someone who has a problem with 200,000. The one with 200,000 problems hangs around with someone who has a 2 million problem, 2 million whatever. You get what I'm saying? You hang around the people who have different what? But if you hang around with the people who are complaining about the similar thing as you, then there is no way you're actually growing yourself. You're gonna get yourself into problems day in and day out. Be together. Now, the other thing that can actually get yourself into problem, which happens to be a toxic habit, is not investing. If I tell you invest, you don't find it necessary. You find it like as if, hey, I'm disturbing you. It's not even worth it. Just if you're telling me to invest, I don't know. You said, I don't know if I invest 5,000, in a period of 10 years, I'm going to get 1 million. That is too long. I want something that is actually, you see, mine has been proven. But yours that is going for a short period of time, you have not even started it. You're only wishing, you're hopeful. You just wish if it can happen, it can work. Stop wishing, start acting. Okay, fine, do this. Please be doing mine that goes for 10 years for you to get that amount of money as you look for yours. At least you're doing something rather than you're not doing mine and you're not doing yours. You hate mine, you're hopeful on yours. Now, either way, you're not doing anything. Please be doing mine, and also now you can be focusing on doing yours. That is exactly how it goes by. Now, the last one, but not the least, is actually ignoring what we call the financial education. When I tell you, hey, when it comes to financial education, is very necessary. Learn to be an individual who makes sure that you do what? You set aside a certain amount of money. You understand how money works, what should we put where and why, and all those kind of things. But now, there you are. You don't believe that someone can actually teach you what you're supposed to do with your money. You are ignorant. You'll be like, yeah, I don't believe that anybody can tell me with my money. It is just my money. Let me do whatever I think it's okay. You can do that, by the way. There's no problem. But just be informed. Financial education is very important. You should learn it. You should know it. You should learn. Then that way is how you take yourself to the next level. Don't forget, this is Good Joseph as always. If you need my services in one way or the other, go ahead and pick that number of mine. Then let's talk business. Shoot me a call. My number is on the description of this particular video. For now, so goodbye and see you in the next one.